Most people think investing more is the answer. It's not. The real answer is investing in the right order. And if nobody has ever shown you a financial hierarchy or a specific sequence for every dollar before it touches a single investment account, then what you're about to hear is going to hit you differently. Because every year you spend out of sequence, you're losing money you will never get back. Not because the market failed you, because the order did. Here's the system. Before we talk about returns, we need to talk about the one thing that can collapse your entire financial progress in a single bad week: liquidity. Not your portfolio, not your brokerage account, not your retirement fund. Cash. Specifically, 3 to 6 months of your actual living expenses sitting in a high-yield savings account, doing nothing exciting, just existing. That's dead money, people say. No, that's the money that keeps you from selling your investments at the worst possible time. That's the money that stops you from putting a medical emergency on a 24% APR credit card. That's the money that means when the market tanks, and it will, you're a buyer, not a seller. Here's what nobody tells you when you're excited about the stock market. Without a liquid foundation, every financial plan you build is one bad month away from collapse. Job loss, car breakdown, medical bill. Pick one. Without cash on hand, you're forced to make the worst financial decision possible at the worst possible moment. Most people skip this step because it feels slow, it feels passive, they want to grow. But skipping liquidity isn't aggressive, it's reckless. Build the floor. Then we build everything on top of it. And once that foundation is locked in, the next step isn't what most people expect. In fact, it might be the highest returning investment move available to anyone with a job. And most people walk right past it every single paycheck. What if I told you there's an investment that returns 100% instantly with zero market exposure, not crypto, not real estate, not options? Your employer's 401k match. Like, here's the math. If your employer matches 50 cents for every dollar you contribute, up to 6% of your salary, and you're not contributing at least that 6%, you are declining free money every single pay period. 50% instant return before the market does a single thing. If your employer matches dollar for dollar, that's 100%. Guaranteed. No index fund in the history of investing has ever promised you that. The rule is simple. Contribute exactly enough to capture the full match. Not a dollar more yet, just the match. That's step 2 in the hierarchy. Now here's the part that stings. While you're trying to grow your wealth, high interest debt is running in the opposite direction. And it's faster than you think. If you're carrying credit card debt at 20%, 24%, even 18% APR, paying that off is a guaranteed 20% plus return on your money. Tax-free, risk-free. Every time. No investment can reliably beat that. Not your 401k, not your brokerage account, not your advisor's portfolio. Killing high-interest debt is one of the highest returning moves in personal finance, and it doesn't require a single stock pick. So, the sequence so far: liquidity to employer match to destroy high-interest debt. Only then do you start thinking about growth. But when you're ready to grow, the next move has nothing to do with picking the right stock. It's about picking the right account, and the tax savings are almost criminal. The IRS has a completely legal mechanism that lets you reduce your taxable income by tens of thousands of dollars every single year. It's not a loophole. It's not for the ultra-wealthy. It's sitting in your HR portal right now, and most people are barely touching it. Tax-deferred accounts, your 401k, your traditional IRA, these aren't just retirement accounts. They are the single largest legal tax deduction available to most working Americans, and using them aggressively is one of the highest leverage financial moves you can make. Here's what that actually means. If you're in the 22% federal tax bracket and you max out your 401k at $23,500, you just cut your tax bill by over $5,000 this year. not at retirement this year. That money didn't go to the government. It went into an account working for you. And it compounds, tax deferred for decades. The math over 30 years on that tax saving alone is genuinely difficult to look at without feeling sick about the years you didn't do it. Most people treat their 401k like a checkbox. Contribute a little, set it, forget it. But the people who actually win financially treat it like a weapon. They max the tax shelter every year without exception. They use it before they use a single dollar of taxable investing. Max the shelter every year. But here's what almost nobody knows. Not even most financial advisors talk about this next one. There's an account that blows the traditional 401k out of the water on tax efficiency. And high earners, people making six figures, are ignoring it completely. 3 tax advantages, 1 account, and if you're on a high deductible health plan and not using it, you're leaving a staggering amount of money on the table. The health savings account, the HSA. It's the only account in the entire U.S. tax code that gives you 3 tax benefits simultaneously. 1, contributions are pre-tax. Your taxable income drops today. 2, the money grows completely tax-free inside the account. 3, withdrawals for qualified medical expenses are tax-free, triple tax-free. Nothing else in the tax code does this. Nothing. And the long game is even better. After age 65, you can withdraw HSA funds for any purpose, just like a traditional IRA. Medical expenses or not, you've essentially created a second retirement account with triple tax protection baked in from day one. Now, what if your income is too high to contribute directly to a Roth IRA? What if you're above the limit? There's a workaround that's been IRS approved for years and used by high earners across the country. It's called the Backdoor Roth. You contribute to a traditional IRA, no income limit on contributions, and then immediately convert it to a Roth. Legal, clean, done. And if you want to go further, the Mega Backdoor Roth. If your 401k plan allows after-tax contributions, you can funnel an additional $40,000 plus per year into a Roth account. Layered tax sheltering at a level that most people don't even know exists. The tax game is real. The people winning it aren't smarter than you. They just know the rules. But even if you're playing this game perfectly, there's a silent force compounding against you in your taxable accounts right now. And if you've never heard of tax drag, this next part is going to be uncomfortable. You could be doing everything on this list, every single step, and still be losing thousands of dollars a year without seeing it happen. Tax drag. Every time a fund in a taxable brokerage account generates a dividend or a capital gain distribution, you get taxed, even if you didn't sell, even if you automatically reinvested, the IRS still bills you. Over 30 years, that silent compounding drag can cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars in lost growth. It's invisible. It shows up nowhere on your brokerage statement as a line item called wealth you lost. It just quietly doesn't exist anymore. The fix is called asset location, and it's underused. The strategy? Put tax-inefficient investments, bonds, REITs, actively managed funds that generate frequent taxable events, inside your tax-sheltered accounts like your 401k or IRA. Keep your tax-efficient investments, broad index funds, ETFs, with low turnover in your taxable accounts. This single decision, made once, can recover tens of thousands of compounded dollars over a lifetime. Now, education funding. Because this is where a lot of well-meaning people make a costly mistake. 529 plans are marketed as the gold standard for saving for your kids' college, and they can be useful. But here's what the brochure doesn't tell you. If your child doesn't end up using the money for qualified education expenses, you face penalties and ordinary income taxes on the growth. You're locked in. There are smarter paths. Employer tuition assistance programs, scholarships built around early planning and positioning, even Roth IRA funds, which can be withdrawn penalty-free for education, can serve as a flexible backup that doesn't trap you if plans change. Education funding is a strategy, not just a savings account you open and forget. One layer left, and it's the one that holds the entire structure together. Because everything we've talked about collapses without this final piece. Here's the truth that nobody says out loud. Building wealth isn't about picking the right stock. It's about building a system that can survive the wrong year. Diversification. Real diversification, not I own 20 tech stocks. We're talking spread across asset classes, domestic equities, international exposure, bonds for ballast, real estate investment trusts. Different assets that don't all fall at the same time for the same reason. A market crash shouldn't destroy you. A layoff shouldn't empty your accounts. A single bad year shouldn't erase a decade of progress. That's what financial plan stability actually means. Not maximum returns. Resilience, the ability to stay in the game long enough for compounding to work. Because compounding only works if you don't panic sell in year 12. And finally, debt elimination. We already made the math case for killing high interest debt, but there's a return that doesn't show up in any spreadsheet, and it might be the most underrated part of this entire conversation. When you pay off a debt, you get your income back. You get your options back. You get your mental clarity back. The weight of owing money, that quiet background hum of financial obligation, is not just a financial cost. It's a cognitive tax on every decision you make, every career risk you won't take, every investment you second guess, every negotiation you walk away from because you need the paycheck too badly. Eliminating debt, even strategically, even low interest debt in the right sequence, is one of the most powerful psychological investments available to you. The math matters, but so does the feeling of financial freedom. And that feeling compounds too. So here's the full hierarchy. One final time, build your liquidity floor. Capture every dollar of employer match. That's a guaranteed return nothing else can touch. Destroy high-interest debt. Max your tax-deferred shelters. Use the HSA like the triple tax weapon it is. Run the backdoor conversions if you need them. Fix your asset location to stop tax drag. Fund education through strategy, not savings traps. Diversify across asset classes and eliminate the debt that's taxing your decision-making. That's the system. That's the sequence. And now you know it. If one of these steps hit you harder than the others, drop it in the comments below. Tell me where you are in this hierarchy right now. I read every single comment and I want to know what you're working on. And if this video made something click, hit that like button. It genuinely helps more people find this content who need it. I'll see you in the next one.